Hey there! Who doesn't love the smell of a beautiful bouquet of sweet peas in the summertime? These are one of my favorite flowers to get growing outdoors in the spring. These are an annual flower that blooms usually by the end of July, early August. But there's a few things you should know when you are planting up the sweet peas. So I'm just going to go through it with you and you can watch me get them planted up. So a couple things to keep in mind when you are doing sweet peas is that they really do not like to be transplanted. They don't like to have their roots disturbed. So starting them indoors before, you plant them outside isn't really recommended. They are much happier to be direct sown right into their spot where they're going to be growing. And they love cool soil. So you can plant these up before last frost date. We are about a month away still from last frost. The nights are still cool, but they like cool soil, so we're going to get them planted up here today. Another tip is to soak your seeds for about 12 to 24 hours before planting them. It just helps soften them up a bit and makes quicker germination. So you can plant your sweet peas right into a flower bed, into the ground, or into containers like I'm doing here. I have a lot of issues with quackgrass getting into my flower bed, so I've given up on that fight, and I use these 30-gallon mineral tubs to do my flowers and a lot of my garden vegetables as well. So I'm just going to be working up the soil, replenishing it a bit with some compost, and I've also got some of this Power Bloom from Gaia Green. We're going to mix a little bit of that into the soil as well. So like I said, they like to be planted in early spring as soon as the ground or soil is workable. I'm just adding some of my sifted compost in here, and we're just gonna work this up. They like loose soil, well draining. So this Power Bloom can be added directly into the soil. You can also mix it into your water container for feeding throughout the summer. So for today, I'm just going to throw a handful in here. It says to broadcast and lightly incorporate 1.5 kg per 10 meters squared. I have no idea how much that is. I go with a small handful and I shake it around. Not too heavy. I don't want to be burning anything, but I think that should be good. And then just work it in. Pull out any roots from last year's plants. Got a lot of twigs in here. So I had these soaking for about 24 hours, and now I'm just going to spread them around. They recommend about 1/2 inch, so I'm just going to put them down, push them in. I have quite a few here, but I'm gonna plant them all, spread them all throughout here, because a lot of times I have issues with a lot of my sweet peas not coming up. I'm not sure why, but I like to have a lot of them. I got a bit of chicken wire here that they can crawl up, and I will probably put a tomato cage in the middle here as well so that they have something to grow up and trellis up. So I'm just going to start pushing this down, kind of go in a circle and then work my way in. They don't need a lot of space to grow. It only recommends them to be about 2 inches apart, so you can get a lot into a small space. This is something that I have not collected seeds from in the fall, but I would like to hopefully try that this fall, because they're not very cheap, these seeds, and you don't get a whole lot. Like most things these days, you don't get much. And if you can let these go to seed in the fall, collect some of the pods. It's kind of the same as a garden pea, where it will develop pods on it so that you can take them off, just let them dry out, and then hopefully have some for next year to grow again. So I'm just going to lightly cover them all up. Maybe give them another little layer of compost here. Make sure they're well covered. And then we are ready to give it a good water.
Hey guys, if you haven't already done so, we would love if you joined in on our interactive community, Gardeners Growing Together, located on the school app. So if you're looking for a space where you can go and talk about everything gardening, share stories, ask questions, take part in live Zooms, have accesses to courses and other gardening resources, then this is the space for you. You can join our community by clicking the link in the description box below. Would love to see you there.
So just going to give them a really good soaking here with some rainwater. And I always like to top off everything with a light layer of mulch just to help, control weeds and keep that moisture in. I have all sorts of bags of dried leaves that I collected last fall. I just break them down, crush them up into small pieces so they let that air through, but they're also going to help control weeds and keep moisture in. So I will just continue to water and keep this moist, waiting for germination. It says that they can grow up to 7 feet. So I guess, you want to have some kind of trellising system for them to grow. So that's pretty much all there is to planting some sweet peas in the spring. If you are also planting some, please let me know in the comments. If you have a favorite variety, let me know. I hope you will grow some if you haven't before. And we will see you on the next video.